This is Channel Attitude. Your voice. Your right. Your freedom.
Hi guys, welcome to Mr. versus Mrs. LoGrasso versus LoGrasso, right here on Vince Russo's The Brand and Big Vito Brand Audio. I'm the Mrs. I'm Noel. This is the Mr. My husband, Big Vito, and I'm back, baby. I'm back. I wasn't here last week because I was sick. Say cough drop still in my mouth. Good. Still sick, but making a comeback, right? Making a comeback.
You know, in her absence, my beard grew in, as you notice.
Why is it always about your beard? Every show is about
because
your beard.
Did you want it? And then, you know,
I didn't say I wanted it.
And because you're giving me gray hairs because you're sick.
I'm sorry that you worry about me when I'm sick. There's nothing I can do about that.
But this is what a husband's job is. And, you know, worrying about his Gumadas also.
Yeah, that brings us to a topic. Number one, I'm a little late, but happy wedding anniversary because I missed the show last week. Our wedding anniversary was this week on Monday. Happy wedding anniversary.
How's it going,
7
brother?
years is the Mega Powers. We're very happy to be together. Anyway, we didn't get to go out because I was dying. But we did have a special date night, just you and me, Friday night here at the house. And we did. And we got some pizza. Well, calzone we had, because you have to have a theme for this certain party. Calzone and some breadsticks and drinks. He had drinks. I didn't. I had root beer. Anyway, we had a date night where we had a movie night. HBO Max had the premiere of The Many Saints of Newark, which is the prequel to The Sopranos. And Vito and I have been waiting for this movie for like half a year now. Am I right?
You're all right. And something that Vito never does. Yeah. Sits in and watches a movie.
He used to, and then he stopped. And then he just never sat down again. Like, because he's always on the go. So finally, to celebrate our anniversary, he sat down and we both watched a movie together. Yeah. And it was wonderful. I enjoy watching movies with you because I love movies. So for me to get Vito to sit down and actually watch a movie,
yeah, because amazing. You love movies. I'm the guy in the movies for guys who like movies. The Superstation.
That's old. Okay. Anyway.
Not old.
Yes, it is. That's literally 20 years old.
They still talk about it today.
It's literally 20 years old. Anyway, so we watched the new Sopranos movie. Vito, I'm going to give you the floor, as this has been your lifestyle. And then we're going to discuss some things about the movies, and then we're going to have a vote this week. All Sopranos-related episodes. So, Vito, take the floor. What did you think of the movie?
Well, did you happen to see, I was talking to Angelo from NXT.
I thought his name was Anthony. What's that guy's name?
Angelo.
Oh, you were talking to him from NXT?
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know, there's a guy down in NXT, and he's doing something, working for the family. So we had a little discussion this past Friday, and they caught us on film. And it was a side-by-side. It's been on TikTok. It's been, tweeted to the WWE. It's all over. You know?
That's lovely. The family.
It's the family. The business. You know what I'm
saying? Was he a nephew of yours or something?
And people were tweeting, Vito, you need to come back to TV. Now, this just didn't go on Twitter. This was on TikTok. This was on Instagram. This was on Facebook. So you're talking about some good stuff here. Now, if people would get off their fucking ass and do the right thing, because it's good for business. See what I'm saying?
Everybody understands. What do you think of the movie?
And what other people have been saying is, Vito, can't believe how good you have been looking how your beard has come in, your face is looking good, your body's trimmed. If anybody caught it, I actually took a body pic this past week by the wife, and I never take body pics. I never put up. So my first post on Facebook was the old days of racked, stacked, and jacked. So I said, all right. So she goes, why don't you pose? Just see how you look. So I did a pose in the pool. And I might have been not as racked, stacked, and jacked as in back in the old days, but
You looked better.
I'm fucking looking pretty good. I was like,
Photography is my hobby. Vito is my favorite subject.
but we didn't do that much trick photography. That was a little legit.
No, there was no photography.
There was
no tricks. It was
no
legit
tricks.
just a picture.
And I got a lot of compliments. And that's been 11 months of secret training, guys.
What did you think of the movie, V?
I'm getting to it.
Okay. Go ahead.
We're getting to it.
Okay, go ahead.
Because we have time to fill.
Right, go ahead.
So you've been away, so I know you got to get back on speed.
I am always.
You're not. You're a
Yes,
little
I am
slow
always.
these days. You know what I'm saying?
Why am I slow?
How are your pancakes that I prepared for you for Sunday?
Why do we
breakfast?
always have to talk about you?
I
Your pancakes.
But it was your pancakes that you
The
ate.
pancakes
Did
were
you
delicious.
request them?
Yes, because you said, babe, what can I make you for breakfast? And
What
I
can
never eat breakfast.
as a good husband, what can I make you for breakfast? So she comes up with, I'd like the cinnamon. Don't even say another word. I got a special creation today. And it was cinnamon chocolate chip sprinkle pancakes with whipped cream.
I wonder why I can't lose weight ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'm
your
the gross.
pancakes, your beard, your pool, your tan.
And I made Sunday dinner.
And you made Sunday dinner. Because you're Italian and that's what you do.
That's what I do. You know what I mean?
Okay. Are we allowed to talk about the movie now?
No.
Or you want to still talk about? I don't know.
I
What else
think
you
we're
want to talk
covered.
about?
We're covered.
When I let him have the floor, this is what happens.
But
And then
this is
people
a
go,
good
"I
thing
don't know."
because we're talking about chin down to everybody.
Chin doubts? What did you say?
You got to catch up. It's Italian.
I'm Irish. Everybody thinks I'm Italian. And I'm not.
Everybody knows Gumadas night is on a Thursday.
Yeah, hey, let's pick that apart before we get to the movie. All right? We had a discussion. I told this man I was bringing it up. Okay? Vito,
Yes.
I don't understand the Italian concept of wives on Saturday night, Gumadas on Thursday. To explain to the people what a Gumad is.
A Gumad is the side chick of the wise guy. Okay? Now, there was a question asked in this household, and this is a very good question. How can you love two women?
Yes. How can you have a Saturday night be the wives and Thursday night be the Gumadas, which is your side chick?
Right.
How is that a thing of every Italian?
It's fucking easy.
I apologize for anybody that, doesn't
No,
want Big
but
Vito on the
everybody
show.
watching out there who knows the deal, it's just a way of life. That's the way it is. You know what I mean?
Vito,
Yeah.
why though? You can't just say, well, that's the way of life and leave it at that.
It's the culture of being Italian.
I know other Irish people that hate potatoes and beer. That's not culture. Sex and potatoes and beer. These are not culture things. They just happen to be things that are stereotyped to you as
They're
an
not
Italian.
stereotyped. It's the real way of life.
But why? Why do men in Italy, I'm saying
No.
in Italy, Italian,
This doesn't happen just in Italy.
no, I'm saying, but Italian have this attitude where you can have a side woman. And is it all Italian men? Because I know it ain't you.
I told you, we never talk about family business.
Oh, Jesus, God, we're on the podcast.
Don't
you have
ask
to.
me about my business.
Vito, if you don't podcast correctly, I can't continue to podcast correctly.
We
with
are
you.
getting some good content here. People are entertained.
Are you guys entertained?
Yes, we're talking
I'm
about
not entertained.
We're talking about the Sopranos. We're talking about the great movie we watched.
We haven't even talked about them. I keep
I'm getting it.
The Gumad thing. Please explain.
You know, since you've been back, you've been very irritable.
I am irritable today.
Exactly, you have been.
I am.
And you've been
You know
obnoxious.
why? But I'm not obnoxious. Not obnoxious. But let me tell you something. I don't understand this whole thing where you think you can have a side chick, because you can't. Just telling you right now. And I don't know. Don't give me that bullshit either.
I just want to tell you something, all right? You don't ever tell me what to do.
I do.
And it goes in one ear and out the other. I'm just gonna.
Then I'm gonna smack it back in. You know.
I know what you're making threats.
Yes, I'm making threats. You better not bring any other women in my house. See any other women outside my house? No, you belong to me. This is mine. This is mine. For anybody that's curious and thinks they might want to try it, anybody that hasn't already tried it, this is mine. Belongs to me. The end. I don't care if I'm sick and I look terrible. Doesn't matter. I still own all this property. This is my real estate. Don't chef's kiss to it. Vito, are you going to explain to people that why this is, or should we just get into the movie?
We're getting into it as we're speaking, but you've been out of the realm a little bit, and you've been on meds. So I'm trying to,
Antibiotics. I haven't been on any like psychotic meds. I was on antibiotics. Jesus, you're difficult to podcast with.
So everybody, we watched this great movie of The Sopranos, and I have to say, it was not, a lot of people were negative on it online because I read some reviews, and people were negative on it because they thought it was going to be a
Tony Soprano movie.
Tony Soprano, but a carry on from where Tony Soprano left off. Not, now I hope I don't break a spoiler for anybody, but not the beginning of how it started and from the culture for where it became.
It's a prequel, but people didn't understand it's a way back prequel.
Right. And this came up in the 60s and 70s when it was black and white, and when Italian customs was still coming over, where American men were bringing over Italian women because they wanted a better life. And the thing with the Gumadas and everything, I mean, that's been going on for a long time. It's nothing that just started 5 minutes ago. I mean, that's just the way it is. And when you are in a family business, it goes hand in hand. It's just that it's an accepted culture until.
Did you have a Gumad? Did you see me brewing that question? Not with me. I know you didn't with me. We spend all our time together. I would know. Did you have a Gumad in your previous life?
I don't want to talk about family business.
Vito! You can't have a podcast if you don't talk about it. Russo comes on here and he says all of his things. He puts everything out there. All the boys do. Stevie Ray, all the boys do.
They're not Vito LoGrasso.
LoGrasso.
And they are not from the family.
Listen, even Sammy the Bull came out here. All these guys, they came out.
And okay. Sammy the Bull came out here, but he ratted everybody out.
Okay, well, you're not ratting.
But I'm not
yourself
ratting everybody. There are some things that are kept sacred. All I could say, it was a lifestyle that was practiced and is still practiced today. I'm being as diplomatic as I could be.
That nobody wants you to be diplomatic. Nowadays, diplomatic is out the window. You put all your stuff out there. You lived your life. You're now in the point where you can tell everybody how it is. I mean, you've earned that right to say, yeah, I had a Gumad. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did that. Like you're at that point. You're not going to get prosecuted for having a Gumad. Like, put it out there. Are you that tight-lipped about your life?
Did I have Gumads all over the fucking place?
Was it Thursday nights?
It was every night.
Oh, my God. You were a bad boy back in the day.
I was a bad boy.
But you ran with those circles, though. Like, that was your, thing.
That was my lifestyle.
And your grandfather was, kind of a big Godfather deal.
It was a lifestyle that I lived, and the Gumad thing, it was real.
So you really had your Thursday nights at the club with your Gumadas.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay,
Saturday.
Apollonia, slow down. Okay, so you watched the movie. Do you think it was accurate? Because you did live that life in those times.
It was accurate. It was accurate to the point where it was realism, and it was real. It wasn't anything that was fabricated to a point where you can say, that's fucking phony bullshit. It was the real deal. And they did it on, they did it very good. Ray Liotta, he played one part and then came back and played another part. I thought he did a fantastic job.
He played the twin brother.
Right. He did an excellent job.
I thought all the cast was really good.
All the cast was
They
good.
had the mannerisms down of the older cast members.
And
they had the walks and everything.
They even had some old-time mafia guys who used to play mafia roles in the movie that made it a lot easier for them to portray what they were trying to portray, which I thought was fabulous. I thought it was a great thing. So, guys, when you watch the movie, have an open mind, and you have to take yourself back a little bit to how it all began, because that's where we're going to start, and that's how you should accept the movie. If you're expecting to see Tony Soprano and all the guys and everything, take those expectations and put them to the side, and let's watch.
They're there, but it's different.
Right.
They're there, but it's different.
Now,
they're all there. It's just different.
Now, I think that they are going to do another movie.
Well, I think that James Gandolfini's son, Michael, I think is his name. Right. He played him perfectly in there. He looks exactly like Tony Soprano because he's his son. He looks exactly like him. I thought he did an excellent job portraying a young Tony.
Yeah, but but here's the thing. Nobody knew what a young Tony was. We only know by what was said. Mm-hmm. So what he portrayed and him looking at like his father, went a long way. So now, okay. So we take the good with the bad, we look at it in that way. So was it in retrospect, was it a good retro movie? Absolutely.
If you're looking for it to be the exact Sopranos, it's not. It actually has a 92 on IMDb right now. So it's actually getting good rip, but the diehard Soprano fans are mad because they wanted it to be, but it is good. It is very Sopranos-like, but it is not the exact Sopranos. But all the guys are really there. And if you watch and you listen, you'll hear and you'll see Uncle Junior's there and, that like all of them. That leads me to this week's vote. Okay. Who is your favorite character, not Tony, under characters on The Sopranos? Who is your favorite? My favorite, I'm going to go first because, by the way, guys, I forgot to run a vote because I was sick. So we're restarting this week with the votes. My favorite character is Paulie Walnuts. I think he's hysterical. My favorite episode is when him and Christopher get stuck in the woods chasing the Russian mob guy, and they're in the middle of the woods and they're freezing and they can't get out. Tony has to go out and find them. But I love him because he's very Italian. He's eccentric. He's kind of a germaphobe. He takes care of his mother. It's just who he is. I always think he's really funny. So Paulie is my favorite. Who is your favorite character?
It's kind of a toss-up because the uncle who's told to stay away from Tony Soprano, he did a good job.
I'm talking more about the series, though.
Out of The Sopranos.
The series Sopranos, because more people are going to be familiar with that than the new movie. Because everybody's watched The Sopranos a million times. The new movie, they might not know. The uncle was great. He's actually Christopher's father, is where the movie's based on.
Yeah, if I had to pick somebody, it would be Christopher.
You like Christopher in it?
I like Christopher because he was more rambunctious. He wanted to slap people. I wasn't too crazy about him slapping the girl, but when he went out and took care of his business, If he was going to fuck you up, he'd shoot you, kill you. That was it.
And him and Paulie had some of the best scenes on The Sopranos,
Yeah.
I think. Like, my favorite episodes are them. So you're saying, Christopher, that's your guy. Paulie Walnuts is my guy. Guys, remember, you have 5 days to vote. I apologize about the Booker vote because I was so sick. I just didn't put it up. But you got 5 days to vote. Go over to my Twitter account. It is Magic Capital T Spiller. There'll be a poll up there. Go ahead and vote in the poll and let us know what your favorite characters are and why, because we love The Sopranos. This house, a big Sopranos house. It was great seeing the movie. Let us know what you guys think of the new movie too, because we did like it. It was not The Sopranos series per se, but I did like the story. I liked how it was, because I like movies. I like movie aspects. Right. I liked how it was filmed in like a film noir look to it, where it was like definitely set back, and the costuming was great. The cars in this movie were to die for. I thought Vito was going to drool his soul out over every Cadillac that pulled past.
Yeah, he's good.
He's been looking for a Cadillac for quite some time. So we covered the Gumadas, kind of.
I know I covered mine.
Yeah. You're the worst. We talked about the Gumadas. We talked about the Sopranos movie. We talked about our favorite character. And we talked about the new NXT character that you have a thing going right now. What else is there to talk about, Vito? What else do you have going on? I know you have a new show coming out you wanted to talk about.
Yes, it's called The Bright Side of Wrestling.
Bright Side of the Ring.
Bright Side of the Ring. And I'm going to be doing it with Brad Shepard. And for all the negative, the dark side of the ring, I thought it would be a phenomenal idea to do the bright side of the ring and talk about the good things that wrestling provides, because not everything is so shitty. Not everything is so drab. Not everything is so bad. There are good things in wrestling. So today's going to be our first show that we're going to tape. And Brad and I are going to go over some good things. And then we're going to take it from there. And then we have Everything is a Gimmick, where Brad and I discuss other aspects of the business. There's Men of Business. Then there's Getting Color. We have a variety of shows. Then we have the Round Table. So we have some good shows that I'm involved in that will be on Patreon. And, it's been a long time coming because I finally found a little niche on what I'm interested in and something that actually works for us. So, guys, if you could subscribe and go to the brand and, check us out.
It's under the Big V Mafia is our Patreon name.
That's it, Big V Mafia. That's where it's at. So, guys, if you could help us out and you subscribe $1. You know what I mean? It might get me, I might be able to get some stuff, some mustache oil or something. You know what I mean?
Maybe you could take his Gumad out on Thursday night.
I can take my Gumad out on Thursday night. Vito, what are you doing Thursday? I'm off from work, babe, but I'm going to go out with the fellas.
I don't fall.
I'm going to have coffee with the guys.
I know.
You remember that one?
I remember that.
Yeah, see, so the Gumad thing worked.
No, it never worked for me. It would never work for me. Here's the other thing. People were asking me, since you're covering charity stuff on your new brand, would you like people to send in their information for charity shows or events that wrestlers have appeared at? They want to know if you'd like to put that.
Of course, anybody who knows wrestlers who've appeared on some charity events and want me to give them a shout out, I'll be more than happy to take it. The big thing is I have been looking for a tattoo artist in the Kissimmee area who could help me out with some artwork and fix up my tattoo. My tattoo guy has passed away. If anybody out there would be willing to help me out, I'd greatly appreciate it. And it's something that I've been wanting to do, but like I said, my guy had cancer. He passed away. His name was Brian. He was an awesome dude. He always took care of me. If I needed some therapy time, I went and sat in his chair, recolored me, did whatever. I missed those days tremendously because he's a good friend and he's a good dude. So if there's anybody out there who has the time, please hit me up. Please contact us. Contact myself or Noel. Would greatly appreciate your help in this. I would, because I definitely need some therapy time.
It's funny. It's been very hard to find a tattoo artist for Vito. It's not like he's asking for like charity himself. He's trying to find a regular artist to do his tattoos. We can't find anyone in the area, and even my person back home is booked until April. Like we don't have anybody here to do his work, and he has some ideas. So
if there's a person who has a traveling kit which I know